Hello guys, for today I'm gonna share with you a very easy spam fried rice recipe that doesn't require a lot of ingredients and only require minimal cooking skills. So you can make this even if you don't have a lot of experience cooking. So let's start. For the ingredients, you need 6 cups of day-old white rice. I don't recommend using fresh white rice for this one because it's going to turn mushy. You also need 2 large eggs, a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, a quarter of a teaspoon each of ground black pepper and salt, 2 tablespoons of canola oil, and of course spam. I use the less sodium variety on this one. So let's go ahead and prepare the eggs. I like to prepare ahead of time the eggs, so I will just pour it over the rice later on. But you can go ahead and do it later, It's up to you guys. So you just have to crack the eggs and beat it, and it's done. So for the spam, you have to open the can very carefully, pour it out into a flat surface, like a cutting board, and you slice it like this, crosswise, and the thickness is about 1/4 of an inch, and you really have to be careful doing this because it's very slippery. And then I'd like to divide what I cut into 2 parts so it's easy for me to grip, and I cut it again into 1/4 inch of a thickness, and then dice it into smaller pieces like this one, and then go ahead and put the diced ones that I just cut into a bowl, and then continue working on the other half. Same thing with what you were doing previously, and then put it also into a bowl. So let's get cooking. So for this one, you need a large skillet that you can use for frying the rice, so you have more room to mix all the ingredients. So this one is a 12-inch skillet. So what I did was heat it up in medium-high heat, pour the oil in, and start frying the diced spam. You're gonna do this for at least 10 to 12 minutes, and you have to keep mixing it so it's fried evenly, it browns evenly. And you can also go ahead and multitask. You can watch a movie, or listen to some music, wash some dishes while this is cooking, but you have to remember to stir it often so you don't burn it. If you notice, guys, I used this cooking spoon that looks like a fork. Usually used for I use this for cooking the spaghetti noodles because it has some prongs and it's easier to maneuver. But you will see later on that this is a great tool to work when with the rice, when you're adding the rice. So just keep mixing and mixing, making sure that everything is evenly cooked. Some people like their spam to be fried all the way, like dark brown or golden color, but I just want mine to be a little bit fried, like just golden color, and that's it. If you notice as you're frying that more oil comes out from the spam, and this is normal. That's why I use only minimal oil in the beginning, only 2 tablespoons for this recipe, because you don't want your fried rice to be really oily. So in case that you add so much oil, you can go ahead, before adding the rice, go ahead and remove some of the oil. Or if you're okay with eating fried rice that's oily, then it's up to you. You can just keep the oil in and add the rice. So at this point, the rice needs to be added because it's already the spam is already cooked the way I want it. So what I do is spread the rice using the fork, the cooking spoon, however you call it, And so just put some pressure and spread it evenly. At this point, guys, I forgot to tell you that you have to lower the heat a little bit. So I usually put it on low heat just until I mix all the rice in, because if you keep it on high, you will most likely burn the parts of the spam that was already in the pan. You will most likely burn it if you are not like fast enough to move it around. So it's time to add the seasoning. You add the garlic powder, the salt, and the pepper. You can add them in the order that you want them, and just go ahead and keep mixing and mixing until everything is toasted, and the seasonings are evenly distributed. And just keep doing this for another minute or so, just until everything is incorporated and everything is mixed really, and the rice is slightly toasted. That's the trick. So I know in this recipe it takes a lot of mixing, but you will not regret it because everything will be cooked evenly and everything will be mixed according to how you like it. So for this one, it's time to add the eggs. So you just make a space in the middle and you pour in the beaten eggs that you had prepared before, and then let it cook for a little bit, and then you kind of mix it like this, and then when it's slightly cooked, you mix it with the rest of the rice. So that's it, guys. You cook this for another minute or so just to cook it further, the eggs, and then mix everything together, and that's it. It's super easy, really easy, and this is very tasty. My kids love to eat this every weekend, so I make this every weekend for them just as a treat for breakfast. So I hope you enjoy the video, and see you next time on my next recipes. Thank you and have a good day.